And that's not anything we had ever talked about before. But just taking a minute to connect with that, and then her letting me know like where her daughter's at with her health. So I was able to like send an example of like the teen program for her. Okay. So she was like, I'm actually really excited, because then I think it would be good for both of us to be on the program. So.
Okay.
Hey,
so
who's your accountability partner? Sorry, I'm like.
My accountability partner is Christine Ward.
What action steps do you guys have together today or for this week?
It was the daily connections, so the 10.
Okay.
How many do you think you're averaging a day?
Like 5.
Okay.
No, sorry, go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say, the moral of the story is consistency, Yasmin. So whether it's 10, 2, 6, 9, doesn't matter. It's just a matter of not saying, well, I didn't do my 4 today, so I'm going to do 8 tomorrow. Well, I didn't do my 8 tomorrow, so I'm going to do 7 more. You know what I mean? So I think what you're doing is good. Do you feel a difference in your drive now that you've kind of reiterated your why to yourself?
Yeah, I definitely, this Friday took like a moment to kind of try to release some like stuff I had going on. Right. So releasing like Friday and like really trying to connect with myself and get back to understanding like this isn't about me, and knowing that like I'm trying to help people, and in helping other people it's going to help myself. And then, you know, being with you guys on Saturday definitely helped like refocus. Like it squeezed and I refocused.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, 2 things. One I forgot is we all should say happy birthday to Josh.
Oh yeah,
happy birthday, Josh.
Happy birthday.
And 2, I'm actually beside myself because somebody on here has decided to go all in and has had a 180% mind shift and just happened to register for Go Global today, get her airplane ticket, and find a hotel.
Joseph!
What up, man?
Charmaine.
Charmaine.
So I'm really excited because she didn't think that any of that was going to happen. And within like 24 hours,
less than 24 hours.
Yeah,
how about 4 hours?
Are we talking about Charmaine here?
Yeah, Miss Charmaine DeBay. Yep.
Charmaine yesterday looked like she was going to, like Costa Rica. Like the way that she was talking, she was ready for all of it. What are you talking about, Charmaine? You just registered for Go Global?
Yep.
Good for you. I'm excited.
Didn't think I was going.
So mind shifts. Really excited for her, guys. Really excited for her. So those are the 2 things. Josh, happy birthday, 1, and 2, congratulations, Charmaine. I'm excited for you because I think it's going to be good for you, especially where we're at with our business and stuff. So I'm excited. Joseph, welcome aboard, brother. It's good to see you.
Sir. Yeah, thank you, man. I was on a call. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, man. This is going to be a consistent thing. So I know people are just figuring it out. I appreciate who's on because this is your guys' business. So you're more than welcome to be on. Just to explain it to some of the newbies, just so you know, this is really an interactive group. This isn't me just talking. So if you guys have input, struggles, you feel like your actions are in a good place, maybe share something you've learned this week. These are kind of where we're at with stuff. So to recap real quick so we're all on the same page, the last 2 calls we did is going over the systems of making a connection and what a connection really looks like. That was week 1 of our call. So making a connection isn't calling somebody that we think needs the program. It's just getting the word out and using that proper script, sending out the thank you letter within 24 hours, within a 48-hour time period after that, follow up with them, see if they're interested or they know somebody. If it is, move it to an Explorer call. If not, that email goes into a connections list. Every 2 weeks we send that out. Then this last week, some of us redid our why, what our why is because it's evolving, and we redid our story because it's evolving too. So 4 bullet points before, 4 bullet points after. And I think it was really good to hear where Charmaine's is at. Yasmin really started to have some wheels shift with her as she was kind of redoing her story and what her real why is, some emotional stuff. So it's really good. So she just kind of shared where she's at. She's being more consistent, right? Yasmin, is that what we're kind of agreeing on?
Yes.
Be more consistent, baby steps forward, but that's good.
Yeah, definitely baby steps, but I feel like I'm at least moving. Like in January, I wasn't moving. I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I was stuck. So
not calling people can be a problem too. So
yeah.
it's good.
Like
that's the other thing too.
Like actually talk to somebody on the telephone is a problem, but yeah. I'm good.
Well, and that's the thing too, Joseph and everybody else on here that you talked about. If you have a list of 100 people that you have phone numbers to, there's no reason to be going through motions of Facebook Messenger and getting distracted with that. We need to burn through that list first, do our follow-ups properly, and then go back. So that was a big thing for Yasmin too. So Charmaine, since you're all fluffy and excited right now. So what's been going on with you this last week? You've been sending me some messages, some screenshots, some exciting things going on, some really big breakthroughs for you. So your action steps this week, what have we kind of done this week a little bit better than maybe last, and what are our results?
I would say just when did it start? It started when I reconnected with you, restarting on the 5-in-1 after holiday and birthday choices. That put some weight back on. And it all started with Justin asking me, well, okay, so you chose to indulge, but what's underneath all of that? What was going on in your mind? And he started to get me to start thinking about what's underneath it. And he also challenged me to do daily personal development, which I have instituted. It's made a huge difference. And in the process of doing that personal development, finding people that I can listen to, that I relate to, that really resonate in my heart and in my mind. And from that came a message from Jamil, hey, would you mind sharing your Healthy Mind story, which was this past Saturday, which was not a coincidence. And so I think staying connected in every way, so accountable on your personal journey, accountable on your coaching journey, accountable to the health community, like Yasmin said, Saturday being around everybody is just so energizing, and support. I was away for about 3 months because of personal things and almost gave up on my dream with this health coaching business. And then when I started going into that, the healthy mind piece of my journey, I started realizing that I almost gave up, and I don't want to give up. And I realized that I don't want to quit my job. I mean, that I do want to quit my job, my full-time job anyways. I don't want to quit health coaching. And so Justin's like, well, your why's back. So I think that being back and then starting boot camp is huge. That's just another layer of accountability. And then the events of today, Justin saying, hey, I see you're on the registration list. Did you register? And I said, what? I said, no, but I've been thinking about just seeing what I could do to go. And then it's one thing after another, everything's like in place. So as far as connections, 5, get the word out, kind of just back to basics like Yasmin's doing. You know, I feel like I'm apprentice in some areas of this journey and a journeyman on some other areas. Like I'm really comfortable with explore calls with potential clients, but it's doing the consistent step by step and not skipping any steps in between. And if I'm not sure, just ask. It's like I tell the people that I train at work, no question is too simple, too stupid, too dumb, too, you may have heard it a million times, but you might have forgot. So it's okay to ask. So I'm lean on your coach a lot.
Well, it's exciting. I think, and then you kind of even screenshotted a couple shifts you've had with messaging people and people that you feel are potential coaches, and it's just kind of flowing with their responses. So it's
yeah. I have a client that saw my Healthy Mind story online, and she I know is going to be my next coach. She's going through some chemotherapy right now, but I'm going to send her the Mom's Boss video. So Justin's kind of set me up with all the step-by-step how-to in my messenger. So I have one place that I can go to get to it and not have to go to 0 to 5, motivation for change, on my office in motion, on my take shape for life. It's like all in one place, which I need so that I can streamline it.
Who's your accountability partner this month?
Paula.
Paula?
Yeah, we had a conversation on the way home from the event on Saturday, and I asked her what she's working on, and she's just working on consistently connecting with her clients every week. So, I didn't flat out ask her, but it sounds like perhaps she hasn't been doing that.
And how often are you guys checking in with each other? I mean, I know just because me and Dave are doing like a daily conversation, and at least once a week we're gonna do either a Zoom or meet up face to face or something like that. But what's your schedule look like with your?
Well, I know we were, since we were going to be together on Saturday, that was kind of our first real check-in.
Right.
But I'm going to reach out to her Tuesday to see how it's going. So.
Okay. And I know I overheard Michelle's conversation today with her group, and they were challenging each other, but then they hung up their call, and I said, Michelle, you got to challenge your coaches for the same thing, because it's the Go FIBC group. That's the same one you're in, right?
Me?
So
no, I'm Go ED, but.
Oh, well, the same thing. Sorry. Yeah.
No, but that's where I'm headed. So that could be a prophetic word. So I'll take that one.
Well, let's just skip ED and get you FIBC.
There we go.
Right.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I want to know that people are holding each other accountable, and that you guys are all reaching out to each other, because I know we can all reach out to Justin. His phone's always open. He always takes phone calls. He always does whatever. But this whole month of having your partner is going to be big on helping each other advance, because not only do you not want to fail yourself, you don't want to fail your other partner. I mean, forget your coach, whatever. Justin, I can fail you all the time. But, if someone's relying on me to add 10 more people, to start 5 more conversations a day, to do this, to do that, whatever. Like that's no, but that's totally cool. But yeah, so that's why I always want to know whose accountability partner they have. So
yeah, Paula's my accountability partner. So
nice. All right.
I think her action steps were a little bit generalized, so that's why I want to follow up with her on Tuesday and kind of nail down what it is that she really wants to do. Because we had a conversation, even if it's one person a day, I mean, that's consistently one person every day is better than like Justin's saying. He's like, oh, I didn't get any today, so now I got to do 10 to make up for it.
Yeah, because it becomes overwhelming, and then you don't end up doing it at all, or it starts to lose it. So cool, guys. So Joseph, where are we at this week, bud? I know you're kind of behind for the calls a couple, but just kind of share with us where you're at. I know you had somebody come to the event yesterday. That was exciting, right?
Yeah, it was cool. I actually I was telling you I was doing that financial peace course through the church. Yeah. And so I met her there, and she's got beautiful energy. She's such a genuine person. She has some really big financial goals that we talked about in the class. And then she through discussion, she said that she was she had done paleo, she's a coach. And so she did meal prepping for people and whatnot. And so I just, I just started talking about program to her. I just started a conversation, and she had really expressed an interest. And I told her about this event and the energy that she experienced there, and really get a really full understanding of the power of what it can do in a person's life, and how she can translate that into what she pretty much already does.
Right.
She had a business, she has her business, but it really isn't doing a whole lot. And, and so she had some personal issues going on too. And I kind of shared with my back, my surgery, and how that affected me, and how our community really helped me through that whole process. And it was, and so she came, and she loved it, and she had some questions, and she had some things that she wasn't really too keen on, but I think 90-95% of it she was really excited about. So I'm just kind of giving her some time to let it like resonate now.
Yeah.
And I'll call her tomorrow. I'm going to see her on Wednesday night anyways, but I'll call her tomorrow, just touch base with her and see what her thoughts are, and maybe reach out to you to get maybe do like a 3-way, you know?
Oh man, there should be no maybe. That's the next step, brother. Let's do it whenever you're ready. That's awesome.
It was good, man. It was good. And just for me personally, I just been talking about what we have more, you know, and it's just been more of like an organic experience and really just I think from that level, like that, just a more genuine place, talking to people and sparking up conversations and, you know, being interested about what they have going on in life has kind of helped me gain confidence / momentum / you know, bigger vision / you know, like, you know, it's just helped me along the way. So,
yeah, you're being more interested than interesting.
Right.
That's good, man. That's honestly, that took me forever. Right. It was always like, you know, I joked about being a one-up because it was like, and I'll catch myself doing that sometimes, and I don't mean to do it.
Yeah.
But like you tell me something, I'm like, oh, I did that, and then a little bit more. You know what I mean? Instead of just calming that chatter and just letting them speak and be there for them. Yeah. I hear you, Josh. There's a lot of us that's just human nature.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that's cool, man. That's cool. So, you know, big event coming up real quick before I forget, because it's been a long day and I know I'll forget. So March 11th, we're booked out for the rest of the year, guys, in Ontario. So March, June, September, December, all are going to be in Ontario, and I'll start putting those in Coach Connections. But we're going to get a poster out probably within the next day or so, and we need to really ramp that up. I want to put like 250 people in that room this time. We had like 170 plus at this last one, so there should be well over 200 at this next one easily. Mm-hmm. Very, very cool event. Very excited. So let's make sure that energy's there, and whoever couldn't make it last time. I'll speak real quick, and then maybe if Luann is available, she can kind of just speak where she's at with what she's doing. I know we talked earlier, she's doing 3 she had 3 Explorer calls today, so that's cool. But so for me, right now I had 4 people come to the event that actually showed up out of about 12. So I think that's pretty good numbers. One guy's starting tomorrow, him and his wife. I actually, check this out. This is crazy. So I didn't even know what I was saying. You want to talk about how long it takes for somebody to come, right? So I didn't even know what I was saying. I was at the job site. I was doing concrete as a roofer because we were slow, and my boss decided to go get his general contractors because we worked at this old folks apartment. And they said, if you get your general contractors, we'll give you most of our jobs, like whatever you want to do, fencing, roofs, whatever. So we started doing concrete this one day. And this guy, Robert, was the field manager there. He was the guy who ran kind of mostly everything, like the hired janitorial manager. And I was talking about what I was doing. And this is one of those where it's like, yeah, man, you should try it out. What is it? I don't know, but you should try it out. It's pretty cool, right? Didn't know what I was saying. It's a 5-in-1 meal plan. You're going to get shredded, right? So fast forward 4 years, right, and living out loud. And somehow we connected on Facebook, or he saw me somehow. He reached out. And then these last 3 months, we've been layering with each other. And then I invited him to 3 events. I invited him to last December. I invited him to January. I invited him to February. He showed up in February. So it's kind of cool. But anyways, he's going to sign up for his food and his coaching kit tomorrow. And he's ready to light this thing up like the 4th of July. He wants to quit his job. So we'll see. We're excited for him. So that's kind of cool for me right now. Definitely been holding myself more accountable to be consistent with the solid 10. Sometimes I get a really big momentum going off of Facebook stuff, but I've been going back to old follow-ups. I've been tightening up my connections stuff. For a while, I wasn't putting emails in because I'd be signing people up. I would just not think to do emails, but that's kind of silly because you want to still stay connected and just the habit of doing that. So I've been really structuring myself with that. Really upping my support. Not that I was a bad support coach, but really upping my support, pushing to get people on calls when sometimes I just didn't feel like it. And if I'm like, hey man, let's hop on, and they're like, I'm busy, just kind of letting it go till the next week. And instead of that, I'm saying, hey, let's talk today or tomorrow, which day works best for you. And I'm making sure I'm getting on. Really posturing 3-way calls with Jamil. Me and Jamil kind of talked about it, and I'm good at where I'm at, but it's the process, being proper with the process. So I'm continuing to do my three-way calls with him. If they want to be a coach, whether I think they're going to be a coach or not anyways, or I feel like I can bring them on, I'm still getting them on a call with him because it's the process. It's just flat out what it is. It's not really skill set. It's just being, repetitious. I'm telling you guys something, I need to do the same thing, whether it doesn't matter where the skill set's at. So so that's where I'm at with this. So being more consistent with my stuff. I redid my why, really resonated with that call last week with you guys. That was fun to do. Really layering support with you guys, making sure that we're seeing things from an outside perspective, right? Me and Charmaine kind of worked on that. I was chatting with Luann earlier today, just trying to make sure that we're all being supported in the proper areas, because sometimes, we're not in a good place to maybe see that at that time. So I just really want to make sure you guys know I'm here to support you with whatever you need, and we'll move forward from there. So that's really my thing. I think this week is consistency with smaller things, and then also layers of support. Really, really making sure that the support is overdone, I feel like is proper, because there's really no overdoing support. So, and Joseph, we still got a call to do together. We missed that today. So, and it probably wouldn't have happened because Charlotte was crazy all day.
Well, I was on a call anyway, so
no worries.
Yeah.
So we'll connect this week for sure, maybe tomorrow, just now that I'm thinking about that. But cool. So Luann, would you like to just share like where you're at with your action steps and what's been going on this last week as far as business and stuff like that? How you're doing? Hold on a second. You're muted. Okay. I got
Just making connections through a neighborhood that I'm in, a community, and then Facebook. I had 3 ICs today. Talking to clients that have fallen off or gone away and they've come back. Ones that are on program, but they what do you call it? They're adding to the program, and just kind of bringing them back in. And just kind of doing what I normally do.
Okay, awesome, cool. So let's talk about Facebook today a little bit. I mean, everybody knows what Facebook is, but I think one of the biggest things we want to do is utilize that, especially if we're coming up to our list. Like the first thing we want to do is obviously if we have phone numbers, we're going to do those connections a day. The second thing is messaging people. So we want to start, maybe 3 to 5 new conversations a day, maybe 10 conversations a day, on top of those 5 connections if we have phone numbers. If this is a layering area where you guys have the time and you really want to run with this, then we want to make sure that's in a forward momentum too. We're not doing just those. We're making our phone calls too, but as we start to lower those, we want to start to get more phone numbers coming in, right? So we want to make sure that we're doing messages. So one of the coolest things I saw was, and I kind of learned this from Tony, and I'll be real, I wasn't doing it. So friending your coaches, clients as they're welcoming them in is one thing as a mentor we can do. I know most of you guys on here have coaches. If you don't, you can learn this as you go. So this is a good thing. So friending your coaches, clients as they come in and they welcome them. And then also messaging them and letting them know that you're here and you're an extra layer of support. So that way you can kind of check the systems of what your coach is doing. So, hey, really excited for our first week celebration call. And that's another way to layer your coaches to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah, don't start that yet. Because I'll be the first to admit that one of the things, was it boot camp or Nicole or somebody said something, in the very first conversation the night before they start, you basically lay out your expectations. You basically also tell them we're going to do a celebration call at the end of your first week.
Right.
We're going to do this. You're going to get these messages for 8 days, so that they know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't posturing that. And so my celebration calls are like more asking than telling, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guilty there. But from any clients forward, I'm going to institute that.
Good.
And I'm trying to get everybody set up for celebration calls that have been on it, a month, 2 months, 3 months. Anybody struggling, just for any reason.
Yeah. That's perfect. If they're struggling, if they have a small victory, if they text you and say, hey, I'm down 7 inches, be like, wow, let's hop on a call. You know what I mean?
Like I just had a client post in Journey to Health a picture of herself. That's how good she's feeling about herself.
So that should be a three-way celebration call right there.
Yes, and she's on my potential coach list. We've already done one, but I want to do another one. And with the fact that she's out there now with herself is even better.
Awesome. Cool. This is exciting. This is good. Cool. So that was just one tip I learned over the time. So that's kind of sidetracked from what I meant by as far as connections on Facebook. So we know the algorithm is we need to comment, right, guys? So I would suggest if we're busy, if we have busy schedules, we have jobs, whatever. Charmaine, this kind of resonates with you a little bit mostly because you got the full gig all day. Luann has a little bit more free time. And then the others, all of us have kind of our own thing. But for anybody who's watching this recording, pick 3 times a day to do Facebook. It can literally be 10, 15 minutes, but make sure it's a 10 to 15 minutes of, oh man, Joseph just posted this video. I'm going to watch 6 minutes of it. We're not doing that. We're getting in, we're commenting. We are strategically looking for moms that are pregnant, moms that have babies. Maybe, we're looking for, like the other day, I just reached out to a real estate agent and she's a client and she's going to be a coach. And most of her likes are like 140 to 160 per. And she just posted about going to this women's Upland gym. You know what I mean? And she's very excited about wanting to lose weight. And I talked to her on the call. We went through some stuff. So I was looking for that, right? It didn't even say I need help with anything. And I actually posted that in Motivation for Change, but it didn't even say I need help. I just said, hey, are you interested in maybe a meal plan? Do you have one? And she said, no. And I said, cool, let's hop on the phone. And she said, okay. And now she's going to do 100% 5 and 1 and actually wait on the whole gym thing. So looking for those key components. So 3 times a day, maybe like early in the morning, like even if you get in your car 10 minutes earlier to go to work, and then you get to the office 10 minutes earlier and you sit there for 10 minutes and you just message real quick, 5-10 minutes, intentional posts, people that you're strategically doing, not necessarily the same people every time. Try to get like a group of maybe 30 people going each week. So that algorithm kind of keeps them in your loop as you're layering them. And then maybe you can move that to a message, and then from a message to a phone call, and then from a phone call to, hey, you want to hear what I do? Something along those lines. It doesn't need to be within a week that tight, but something along those lines can be helpful with that. So does that make sense?
So you're saying comment on 1 or 2 posts of the people that you're friends with on Facebook that are on your contact list?
Well, on your contact list or in general. Okay. Like there's people today, like I friended about 15 new people, and they'll layer in. And then I commented, I think this morning when I got up at 7:30, I commented for about 10 minutes before Charlotte got up. And then I think around 11 o'clock, just because I had some downtime, I thought she was going to take a nap. That was my window. So I took 10 minutes to start commenting on some other people's stuff, some of them being the same if you see them, because you're starting to see them. And then I just did about an hour and a half ago before we went on our walk. I hopped back on there and I kind of, I'm getting those, because those people are going to start popping up more. And then tomorrow, maybe it'll be them and maybe a few other people. But then eventually we can move that from that to commenting about something, and maybe it gets comfortable enough to where then you message them and say, hey, that's really cool. My friend did this, or my church does that, or my car dealership, whatever, you know what I mean? My mechanic, however that conversation can go in as you see their posts. But the main focus I'm trying to say right now is breakfast, lunch, dinner, commenting maybe 10 to 15 minutes, but being intentional with that 10 to 15 minutes. Don't get lost on watching videos and things like that. Really tightening up that time instead of going till the end of the day and then just powerhousing 25, 30 comments, because it's not, it just doesn't work with that, with the way the posts are. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see stuff too late at night sometimes. And once a day is not enough. It's not in their face enough. You know what I mean? So that's what I would suggest doing. So another thing too, guys, if you guys see people like stuff from the events, this is just an outside tip for you guys too. Like yesterday's event, if you see somebody like it, say, hey, so-and-so, man, I was so excited. Thanks so much for liking my post. And then tag them, and then maybe go side message them and say, hey man, I appreciate you liking my post. I'd love to share with you what I got going on. Maybe somebody that could benefit. So even if it's 5 or 6 posts, you get probably 20, 25 posts sometimes just because they like all the pictures, and maybe they're really not even liking the actual info that's in the pictures. It's just they like the event. You know what I mean? So that's an organic way to kind of grow that relationship too. So utilize that. So 3 times a day, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes a day, pick 3 times, I would suggest is the best thing. Don't try to just powerhouse it 1 time a day. Another thing is, how did that work? Gotta love iPhones. It just rang on my computer and my phone. That's crazy. Anyways, sorry about that. So anyways, so moving those conversations eventually to Messenger, and then, hey, would you mind hopping on a phone? Another thing you guys can do with Facebook is as people friend you, it notifies you that they're friending you. You go down and say, hey, thanks so much for friending me. Really appreciate it. I'm sure that's something some of you guys do. And then kind of connect that conversation there. Another thing too is you guys can find groups. Like I have groups I'm in. I'm in boating groups. I'm in dirt bike groups or off-road trophy truck style groups. I'm in a for sale group, off-road desert classifieds, things like that. And I start picking out people that I feel like I see their life and what they got going on. Like if I see a dude selling a bunch of stuff, odds are he's in a hurtful place, right? So what do? I friend him. And then I start following him. And then I start commenting on his stuff. And then like I just had James and Jennifer. Jennifer reached out to me. She's doing this 30-day exercise thing, but she's interested in the program now. And I didn't even know them 6 months ago. And now I've already done an Explorer call with her. She's got this program she wants to do. She paid for it already, and then she's interested in hopping on. But I got her out of a dirt bike group. So that's another strategic thing you guys can do too, is find groups that you feel don't be in a group because you want to be in a group. Be in a group because that's what you want out of that group. And I mean by that is that's a hobby you like. Don't just go into a group because you feel like it's going to pull people out of there, because it's not as organic. I love dirt biking. I love boating. I love hikes. So if you like knitting, whatever it is, whatever feels good for you. If you like, taking pictures and you like really, really good quality pictures and you have a nice camera or something, maybe find a camera picture group, something along those lines. If you're a construction worker and you like, like maybe there's a plumbing group, Joseph, I don't know. Really there could be a topic like that. I know I found there's a roofing group, and there's actually a roofing company, and I messaged a couple of dudes in there because I know how hard it is to do that, right? So there's different groups you guys can find, but really don't just hop into a group because somebody else said, oh, I'm in a mommy's group. So then we all get in this mommy's group, right? Or oh, I'm in this exercise group, so we all get in that exercise group. If that's not something organic for us, it's probably not going to work out because now it's being forced. You know what I mean?
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Or anybody that's listening, I was going to ask, okay, so what I have done, but I haven't like launched it yet, was done like a Facebook fit page for me.
Okay.
And so like I have, I've added like our hikes, I've added our events, I've added, leaning greens, I've added like healthy quotes, I've added, inspirational people and all this other stuff, but I haven't launched it yet because I want to refine it and kind of get it right to where I feel comfortable with it. But you guys do that? Anybody, have you ever done that? Like, and just invite all your friends and just other people to the group?
I haven't done that particularly. I know like Nicole Stricker and Megan Moses actually did like a Buns, Guns, and something else group. I feel like honestly, those groups or that kind of a page is hard because eventually you want to shift them into where there's energy that you're not just supporting it by yourself. So starting your own group is very hard to do when you have like the Journey to Health group. To do like a motivational group or something, yeah. But you want to be posting that stuff on your personal page because you want them to relate to you. So like me, I get in these groups, but I don't try to make the information in that dirt biking group. I don't go in there and say, hey, by the way, in fact, I did that one time. And you know why I did that one time? I'll tell you, I was actually at the Wednesday dinner last week and the guy goes, hey, what's your job? Post a picture of what your job is. And this guy had a dump truck and a heavy equipment operator. And then this other guy was a lineman. And I literally put the health coach thing in there. We're certified health coaches and I had my before and afters. That's the only time I've ever done it actually in a group. I pull the people out of there and then I personalize getting to know them. So for me, I've never done that. I don't find success in that kind of stuff because they're not buying the program, they're buying you. So you want them to see like Carter running around. You want them to see Wendy running around. They want you to be interacting with the kids at the playground, things like that. They want to see me hanging out with Charlotte all day. They want to see Josh and Michelle out eating 10 pounds of ice cream for his birthday. So they, you know what I mean? But it's true though. I'm teasing, but we want to have fun with this. But it's more of a relatable thing. So I mean, go ahead and do it. Honestly, I'm not deterring you if that's something that inspires you. Absolutely do it. But I feel like you want to pull that away and let them be relatable to you. Live out loud.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I guess my whole goal in that is that like to bring people, together, like, just commune with people that have the same mindset of health and
right.
Active lifestyle, so on and so forth, right? But that was what my general goal was, basically. Like what my intent was to like create a Facebook page and then invite people that are in with that same mindset, bring them in, you know what I mean? So I was just thinking, wondering if anybody did that. So.
No, I mean, go for it, man. If that works, I haven't done it. Yeah. Okay. I haven't done it. But cool. That's cool. So, Josh and Michelle, did we talk? Are you frozen? You look like you're frozen already. They're probably frozen. So cool. So Facebook stuff, guys. So yeah, getting into groups that resonate with you. Don't just get into a group to get into a group. You know what I mean? That's the main thing I'm noticing is people get into groups and they don't find success in them because it's not them. They hear a group that they're in from somebody else and they go try to do that same thing and then it doesn't work out. So find a group that works best for you guys. Even if it's one. If you don't have a hobby, get a hobby. You know what I mean? Find something you like to do. If it's sitting out in the back porch and drinking your cup of joe in the morning before you leave for work, or if it's going on a hike once a week, that's great. If it's, think of some ideas. If you haven't done that yet, think of some ideas right now that you can really start to attach to, or something you like to do. Things like that. Shoot, there could be a puzzle group for all I know. Maybe
there's a group for everything.
Yeah. So just find stuff that resonates with you guys. That's really it. So cool. So we talked about 3 times a day, right, with Facebook. We talked about moving those eventually to commenting quite a bit, getting a rapport with those people, then getting them to a messenger because we find a post that they post that maybe there's an opportunity there for you. So being strategic to move those. Don't just be posting. If we're wanting to build this thing kind of quick, those are some things that they talk about when they're saying we make connections a day. That's how they go. It's almost like that infamous question. How do you ask a stranger about program, or how do you share it with them? You don't. You build a relationship with them and then you move that towards it slowly to, hey, by the way, do you want to hear something cool? Right? So it's the same thing with the group. You friend somebody, you start posting on their stuff, or if you already have them as a friend, you start posting on their stuff massively. You find an opportunity of a post they make, you bring it to a messenger, you start building that relationship there, and then you move it towards eventually, hopefully, a phone call. And it may take some time, but at least that's going. And especially if we have our hundreds list that we're running out of time with, make sure we're doing that at a little bit faster pace. So pick a number a day that you guys want to do with that too.
Justin.
Can I add something?
Yep.
Okay, so something that I did with my accountability partner today was one of our action steps for the week was to Deegan, he's taking over Zoom, was to add like 5 new friends a day on Facebook, and not just add them, but as soon as they like accept our request, we send them a generic message saying like, hey, like, thank you for adding me, how are you? And kind of to start like an authentic conversation with them. So maybe that's something that can be helpful for everyone too, just like not just add people, but
her accountability partners like forwarded the whole message that said generic Facebook request message. Hi, how are you?
Aside from that,
it's all good.
But I'm just saying, like, to add some, when you add someone, not just add them, but like also like message them and say, hey, like, how are you? Like, thanks for accepting my request.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Thank you for accepting my friend's request, or thank you for friending me. The other thing I do is I wish everybody a happy birthday every day.
There you go. Yeah,
on their timeline.
Yeah. Honestly, what I would do.
So I wasn't special.
Yours hasn't coming yet, but did you know you have the same birthday as Dr. A?
I do. I let him have it. So.
Okay.
So another thing too, guys, just real quick, I want you to know what you guys are saying right now. So with the thing, do you notice what Jamil does differently than what most people do? If you post it on their timeline, they're never going to see it.
Yes.
Because there's 200 other people that are doing it. So he tags them individually on a separate post on his timeline, so it pulls the attention away.
Is
so
that he's once a month or?
No, like
once a week.
Like today he did it for yesterday because he's like super busy yesterday, but I want to give a big shout out to my favorite people. They had a birthday yesterday, and he tagged like 7 people. Because it pulls them away from that crowd. Because if you have 200 or 300 people, why do you see most people not respond back to everything, and then they just go at the very end and say thanks so much for sending me birthday wishes? Because they don't go back and see who actually did it. So if you're not a close friend with them, that's kind of not a possibility that they're even going to see it. So like me personally today, I went and messaged Dr. A. Whether he sees it or not, that's a whole different ballgame. But I messaged him and said, I appreciate you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a blessed day. Because I know he won't see it on his timeline. Maybe he'll see it on the messenger because it's individualized. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you guys could do that too. Message somebody on the side. That's an idea also. So just food for thought. But yeah, great idea, Michelle. So cool. What else was I going to say? Adding friends on Facebook a day. That's a really important thing too. She mentioned that also. Picking out people, finding people that are 5 or 10 people. Just be very aware as you guys start to build a bigger list. Be aware of who's friends with who. If it's 10 people or more, I usually get in there and see it. If it's got Michelle and Josh's pretty faces in there, I don't even touch it because it's taking me into their friends. It will start to add more of their friends into my algorithm than other people's. So if it's Yasmin's, I just steal them because no, but yeah, so just keep an eye on that stuff when you guys are doing that. So if it's overwhelming and if it's like 40 or more and I don't have time to look at all the names because I really will, then just stick it to 10 and just kind of that way you can get that 5 in. It's all about being quick and consistent. So don't feel like, oh man, I added 7 friends, but it took me forever because each one of them was 35 plus. Don't worry about those. Pick the simple ones, 10 or more. You can read 10 names real quick and then move on to the next. So adding friends daily is really good. Okay. Making sure that we use the verbiage on the posts for comments and likes. I hope you guys still use that. Mm-hmm. People that I don't is really important. So I'd really like to hop on a phone call and share this with you. When is a good time? You give them 2 times, but then you give the opportunity back to them and say, let me know what time works best for you. That verbiage has worked so well. And honestly, I've seen people critique it 5 words and don't get responses back, or people don't even say anything. So for me, if it ain't broke, or if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Okay, which 3 are those again? People I don't.
People I don't. So would it be cool if we hopped on the phone and I could share a little bit about the program and answer any questions you may have?
Okay.
I'm available at 7 o'clock on Tuesday and 9 o'clock on Thursday. Let me know what time works best for you. Thanks. And the beginning title is going to say, hey, thanks so much for liking my post. I'm really excited about what's been going on with my program. And then that starts from there. Or it's, hey, thanks. Actually, if they comment, then I say, hey, what's a good time to hop on the phone and chat? And that's the first sentence I say because they're already asking about what it is. And then the verbiage is the rest is the same.
Are you talking about before and afters?
Yeah, before and afters. Yeah, even with recipes. Recipes you're gonna treat that like a like because they're not directly saying something unless they're asking for the physical recipe. You just treat that as a like comment. Say, hey, thanks so much for liking this post. I'm really excited about it. It's one of my healthy recipes. Would it be cool if I shared with you a little bit about my program? I think the words that I see is people that I don't. That's, I think, a big wording. And then while I'm sharing this with you, another thing you can say is while I'm sharing this with you, maybe people come to mind that could benefit from it. You could forward it off to them. Another no-no too, and just for a systems check on Facebook is if they say, hey, can you just tell me what it is or how much does it cost? Say it's different for everybody So I really need to know what your health goals are. And if they say, well, can you just send me a little bit more info about it? Say it's different for everybody. It's the same thing. So when's a good time to hop on the phone and chat? Well, I'm really busy. Okay. Well, when you're not busy, please feel free to message me back. I'd love to hop on the phone with you. Well, can you send me a little bit of information? Well, it's different for everybody. So when you have some available time, please let me know when you can hop on the phone. What?
Sorry. I was just gonna say my big thing is I always tell people like, they're like, hey, can you send me some info? Like, well, we don't really have much info. Like, it's not a one-size-fits-all program. Maybe we can hop on the phone and I can see if this is something that we can tailor to what your goals are.
Perfect. There's some good verbiage too, right there. The main focus is to get it back. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you guys give them tidbits of information, as soon as you send that one sentence with whatever it is, you're locked into that messenger, and you might as well just wash that message away, to be honest with you, unless they're in just a painful place and they see an inspiration.
Well, like it's not like they're just that you're locked in, but they'll take that one little piece of information and then conjure up something else in their own mind. Like they'll take that one little piece of sentence and then formulate their own little idea of what it is, and it's so wrong, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's kind of what I mean by locked in, is like at that point, you're just, their concepts are what they are. They feel like they know what it is, but they're for sure not going to get on the phone with you anymore because you've already messaged them at that point. And another thing too I've learned is if you do end up, for some miracle that you do get them on a call, now they're text friendly and they're not call friendly. They're check-in, text friendly. So it's always what we start out with these people. You got to look at everybody as a potential coach, even if they're not going to be a coach, even if they don't want to be a coach, even if you don't think they want to be a coach, whatever the thing is going on. When you start high, from that point forward, what I've learned in the last 4 years, if I get anything else out of this, is whatever you visually do with somebody, I could tell you till I'm blue in the face what to do or suggest it highly. If you haven't physically done that so they can see it as a client or a potential client to eventually a coach, they're not going to do that for months as a coach or a client 90% of the time. So that's really important too. So cool. Facebook stuff, very simple to do, but let's be strategic. So 3 times a day, 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, right? Move those comments, not likes. We don't like their stuff. It doesn't pull them in if we're liking it. That doesn't really do a lot. Comments. So commenting, pick a certain amount of people a week, adding friends on Facebook, moving those comments to eventually Messenger if you find an opportunity in a post. It could be the silliest post. It could be something, good example the other day. I'll tell you a good example, right? And I know this girl's going to be a coach. She was supposed to come last week, but she's very broke. She messaged something about being hurt. And I immediately went to the Facebook Messenger and I said, hey, what's going on? She's like, my daughter has seizures and I can't afford her medication. And I said, well, how much is the medication? And she said, it's $40. And I said, wow. I said, what's going on? She goes, I'm waiting for my next paycheck and none of my friends will lend me the money. And I'm just really in a bad place and I'm really scared for her. And I said, okay, what's your PayPal account? And she's like, are you serious? And I said, yeah, what's your PayPal account? And she's like, sweetie, if you do this for me, that was besides the whole conversation. But anyways, there's people out there that need this, guys, that beyond what they need. And I'm working with her. I tried to link her up to get her down to this next spot. And I know she'll be a coach eventually, but she's in a hurtful place right now. She needs to figure that out first. But I sent her the money. She got the medication. She promised me she's going to pay me back. She's been responding to every message on there. As soon as I comment, she's in there. So these are opportunities, guys. So be very time strategic with this stuff. There's so many people on Messenger that we can get through if we've gone through our list. We can do this, but make sure we're doing our list a day, 5, 2, 3, 10, whatever number you guys have for the phone call part. But Messenger, be strategic too. So anyways, anybody have anything they want to kind of explore that, or share? I shouldn't say explore. Share that they're going to do this week that's new from this week to next week. What are some things they're going to try? I know a lot of us are going to be in Atlanta. But anything we've learned from the training that we want to implement this week, or anything we've learned from last week that we want to implement this week?
I'm just going to message more people. I probably add 50 or 60 people a day. But I'm just going to start, hey, thanks for becoming my friend, or thanks for accepting my request. I'm Josh.
Okay.
You know, I mean, at least start something there. I mean, I know I have a buddy who uses an app to find to find clients, and the first thing that they say is, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a health coach. So I'm just trying to get somebody to ask me, what do you do? And I'm still trying to figure out how to delete, you know, what my real job is, or my daytime job. I'm trying to delete that off of Facebook because that's what it keeps coming up as. But yeah, I just want anybody to ask me, what do you do? Because I will have an earful for anybody that asks that.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So another thing, guys, too, I really want to make this a point too. I was going to say edify, but I really want to make this a point. We need to do three-way calls. You have a coaching partner that's willing to support your clients with you. You need to do three-way calls. We got to really start doing that. Yasmin or Charmaine, I know you got a big bucket list coming for me, whether we're in Atlanta or not.
Get ready.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited. I'm excited because the mental shift's there. So I'm ready to eat whatever we got going on. If we're stuck for 2 days in Atlanta in the hotel room, let's do it. But this is the thing, guys, is it's silly. We have a coaching mentor. Jamil's here. Karen's here. I'm here. We have coaching partners that if they resonate with somebody better. I talked to 2 people yesterday at the training because I'm more of a personal trainer than some of the other people that are in their team. And they asked me to share it with them. So we can reach out to different people outside of our team, inside of our team, but whatever. But the main focus is three-way calls, supporting your clients, edifying your coach when you get on the call. The other thing I want to tell you too is please, 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 please do not get on a Zoom call and you have not talked to your mentor about who you're getting on with, and then just shoot them a real quick message on the side, or get on and share that client's story. You've taken their thunder. Say, hey, I know we're just meeting and I really want to share with you, Michelle's doing so great. She's down 20 pounds. And Justin, I just wanted to introduce you guys because you're good at what you do. And she had some questions in this. You're taking all the thunder, all the emotion away from that client. So three-way calls are important, but the strategy is, and I shouldn't even say strategy. The steps are, you let your coach know about 10 minutes before what that call's about. Even if you've done it a month before, they don't remember. I don't remember. I'm going to be real with you. I won't remember what's going on. So 10 minutes before that call, you should be calling your coach, not texting, not wanting to Zoom. Call your coach and say, hey, Justin, this is Luann. She's down 50 pounds. She's been on program for a while. This is one of my clients that I haven't done a celebration call with. She kind of knows what it's about. I've mentioned to her about coaching. I haven't mentioned to her about coaching. She's interested. She said, don't even bring it up. She's done great. She's, X, Y, and Z. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. That's the first step. Second step is you make sure that they figured out, well, that should be actually the very first step, is you make sure they have the Zoom figured out before you even get on the call, so they're not wasting the time with your mentor doing that. But the second step after making that phone call is being on the call with your client before your mentor is. Because now it takes, again, the thunder away from it, and it's an awkwardness of like, hey, Joseph, how you doing? So Michelle tells me you're doing good on program. You know what I mean? That's an awkward conversation. So text your coach when you guys are on. They shouldn't be hopping on. And I try to do that. I say, hey, let me know when you're on, and then I'll get on after. There's a reason for that positioning. So that's the second step. The third step is you edify your coach. Don't tell your client's story. Don't say, well, I just wanted to introduce you guys because you guys have a similar story, and she's down 20 pounds and she's excited. She runs, and you're taking away their thunder. Their emotions going bye-bye. So you get on and say, hey, I'm really excited. This is my coach, Jamil. He's worked with thousands of clients. He's worked with hundreds of health coaching partners. He's been doing this about 4.5 years. He's very good at what he does. And we're just excited because we get on our first week and we kind of celebrate you where you're at. And I know you're doing a great job. And I just want you to kind of share your story with them. So Jamil, Michelle, Jamil. And then guess what I do? Mute and take notes and shut up. Don't engage. I mean, if there's a very key point that you want your coach to bring up, you comment down below in the chat group. Do not open your thing and take that energy to left field. It does not help. Then depending on where you're at and everybody who's on here, and I know I'm doing recording, but everybody who's on here, you debrief with your coach after if you're a brand new coach. If you're not, you stay on with your client or potential coach or client as a celebration call, and you debrief with them. Hey, Luann, what are you excited about? Like, that was a really cool call. I'm glad you got to meet him. What'd you think? Cool guy, huh? Or cool girl, huh? Or, you know, that's so cool. We figured that out for you. I didn't know that that was kind of an issue for you. I appreciate you sharing that. Edify what they've learned, you know, or explore what they've learned and be excited about what they've learned with something. Stay on with them and debrief after. Because if you wait like 2 or 3 days and you guys hang up and say, oh my God, dude, I'm excited you want to coach. And then, all right, we'll talk to you later. Bye. And then you call them in 2 or 3 days. Their kid may have kicked the dog. The dog may be in the hospital. They had to spend $1,000 on a bill. They're not in a good mood to hear anything. And then that energy's gone. Right? That could really happen, Joseph. I've actually heard that, by the way. So anyways, the point is, though, is
I was thinking to myself, you're not that creative just to make that up, you know?
No, believe me, I'm not. So the point is, though, is you want to get off the call with them. So if you're a new client and you're on this, or you're a new coach and you're on this recording, debrief with your coach first. That's fine. But as you get seasoned and you've brought them on, especially if it's a Coach Explorer call, you hang on with your client afterwards and you just kind of next 5 minutes, hey, really excited for you. And you explore with them what they thought about the call. Ask them what they thought. Don't tell them. Ask them questions. Be interested, not interesting. Right, Joseph? We learned that. Cool, guys. Anybody have any thoughts or anything they're excited about this week?
I have a question.
Yep.
So you call them, this is getting the word out, and they don't answer.
Mm-hmm.
You leave a message,
Mm-hmm.
call back,
Yep.
both.
Leave a message. So you do a 3 strikes. Lydia Wente was really good at this too. So you do a 3 strikes. Just, hey, really excited, Susie. Just wanted to reach out to you. I was just thinking you, wanted to catch up with you. Give me a call when you have some time. Second time.
Okay.
Hey, Susie, really excited, man. You must be busy. I know I am too. So I just wanted to reach out to you. I was just thinking of you. Give me a call when you have some time. Third time. Hey, Susie. Hey, you know what? I feel like I'm bugging you. So you know what? When you have some time, just shoot me a call. I'd love to chat with you. And then they go on the back burner, but they don't go. That's kind of an off the hook, but they don't go away. Then you just push it out like 2 weeks. Whatever your time frame is after that point is up to you. I usually go like 2 weeks. If it's somebody I really want to get a hold of because I just see what's going on Facebook, maybe that's what it is, or you really have a passion for this person and you remember them from whenever, high school, old friends, maybe you just do it a week. But that's your time frame after those 3. But it's the same thing. 3 strikes, you're out kind of deal, and you move on from there. But then have that backup time eventually in your calendar or whatever.
Okay.
Josh?
What, because I unmuted? You figured I wanted to talk? Or because I'm me? No, I was going to say Daddy's talking. But the whole, with your coaches on the possible coaching call, I always try and leave like that whole like, oh, hey, well, great, I got another call, or hey, I got this, or hey, I know Yasmin was quiet, so I'm gonna hop off now. You guys talk a little more. So that's always like my exit, especially with Yasmin, who is one of the good coaches that mutes herself the whole time. But yeah, hey, I know Yasmin was quiet for a lot of this conversation. I know I gave you a lot of info. If you want to chew on that, you can have a conversation with her. But yeah, we definitely welcome. We'd be happy to have you on the team and help you grow your business or whatever. Whatever I say at the end. But I'll use her being quiet as like a. Well, I know Yasmin was quiet for probably the first time in her life, or I'll use that like as a joke to like a funny transition thing. So yeah, but yeah, that could kind of be the way to, instead of just, all right, cool guys, we're hanging up, we're off the phone. But that also encourages them to stay on the phone and talk.
Right. And then what's the last thing that you're asking on that call, Josh, as you're saying that?
Well, I mean, the last thing is your timeline on wanting to, You know, I mean, I know you showed some interest here on becoming a health coach. What, you know, when do you want to do this by? You know, is this something you want to do tonight, tomorrow, you know, whatever?
That's part of it. What's another thing we're supposed to do as the mentor?
As the mentor? I don't know.
Hey, so Yasmin, you want to do me a huge favor? You mind doing this in a messenger?
We do the groups before the calls even start.
Okay,
so
cool. Some people don't, so that's okay. And a lot of people, like I said, this is a systems check. Some people don't do that, so that's cool. Yeah, that's good if you guys are doing that. That's awesome. Cool. So you always want to have them connect, and then you want to go connect and friend them right away and link it up. So cool, guys. All right, so we're at 8:09. I appreciate you guys getting on, especially Sunday. This is exciting, guys. This is going to grow. I try to do a little bit of a training here, but like I said, we had some new guys on. I want to really start to engage this as what we're doing. So let's pick something that we want to do this week that we'd like to share with the group. We ran out of time. I was going to have us all say something we're gonna work on this week, but let's pick something in our own heads. Let's be accountable to this group right here. And then next week, Sunday, even though I'm traveling, I'll still be doing this call with you guys because I'm 3 hours ahead of you. So that'll be easier for me. But anyways, pick something you want to do. Let's use it this week. And then let's share it with the group next week. We'll start that out. And then next week I'll have something we'll lightly touch on and see where we're at as far as that. So we've covered Facebook. We've done what our why is. Joseph and Luann, I would highly suggest, anybody new on here? Jenny, maybe you can hear this if you want to do it. I know you're driving. But redo your why. Your why is a lot different now than it was when you first started. And then also redo your story. Luann, you have an amazing story. Your first story was more of your weight loss. Now it's some other things you got going on with finances and things. So let's be accountable to that, and let's write that down so we can catch up with each other on what that is. And then hopefully you guys have seen the other video that I posted as far as what the action steps were when we first started out as a coach. That was our first call. So I'll post this in the group here in a few minutes. And then Josh, you have a happy birthday, man. I hope it was a great day with you guys. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
Have fun at Go Global, everybody. Take lots of pictures.
Oh, we will. Don't worry, we'll blow it up.
You'll be missed.
Hey, Luann, we're going to report back. You are going to be there.